Hello, fifth grade. It's Miss Rice here, coming in with a little information for you for this week. When we come back from winter break, we are going to have the opportunity to do a little bit of different type of writing, and this writing will be based on narrative writing. So, your learning intention for this activity is going to be learning how authors develop experiences and narratives, and then discussing how an author used sequence details or dialogue in a text. What we need from you to do for this week is to pick one of these books on this Google Doc and just listen to it. If you want to read along, if you have a copy of the book, that's completely fine. But we would like for you to pick one of these books that I have linked here and do a little bit of just listening and reflecting on it. So if you look at the chart here, I have the title of the book, but I also have like a little description for you just in case you wanted to know what this text was all about. So after you pick a book, while you're listening to it, we would like you to do a little bit of work. We want you to think about these six parts as you are picking one of these texts. You only have to do just one. You don't have to do all of them. But of course, if you want to be a little bit extra and do them all, that's perfectly fine. So throughout this week, before Friday, you need to pick one of these texts right here and listen to it and then fill in this information about the text. So, the first one that we're going to be filling out is the small moment. So, as you're listening to the text, you can take some notes on what did the author focus on? What did the author focus on? So, I'm going to put that there. What did the author focus on? So this should be pretty cut and dry. Did they focus on a time that they had to leave their house? Did they focus on a time that they went on a vacation with someone? It's a pretty easy answer. So the next part of the same text, the same one text that you read or listened to, is what were the order of the events? What happened in the beginning? What happened in the middle? And then what happened in the end? All right. The third part of the same text that you've listened to, what were some of the details that you remember? Were there details in there that made you feel like you were actually part of the story? Were there things that you talked about where the author talked about that what they smelled, what they ate, how they felt, what they heard? So using some of those sensory details. So maybe what they heard, saw, what the people in the characters saw, what they smelled, what they tasted or felt, any of those things that have to do with your sensory details. And then using the same story, what were some of the strong emotions? Were there people that felt really sad or angry? Were there people that really felt excited, upset, nervous? Were there people that felt scared? All of those things that bring out those strong emotions from that one text. And then any dialogue. You don't have to write examples of dialogue. You can tell me who the dialogue was between. And remember, dialogue is just a simple conversation or the words that people say. Let me take that comma out of there. Or words people say. So, were there conversations or was there dialogue between the main character and the person that they were talking about? So, what kind of dialogue occurred and who was it between? And then finally, as you think about the ending of the story, what was something that you really learned? And I think fifth graders should know that that means the theme, yes. So, what theme did you pick up on in the text? Okay. So, just as a reminder, by Friday, this Friday, the 18th, you need to have picked out one of these texts. One of these texts, guys, just one. Okay, you're in fifth grade, so one text is really not that big of a deal to listen to. You need to have that done before Friday the 18th because you guys will have writing time with Miss Watts, and she's going to be checking that that you have this done. Remember, once you pick out the text, you're listening to it, but at the same time that you're listening to it, you're taking notes in this particular organizer. Mr. Willis is going to push this out so that everybody has their own copy. And then once you make your own copy, you are free to do your work on this. Okay. We're expecting everyone to get this done. If you have a question, please feel free to reach out to me, Ms. Rice at sadie.rice. And you guys know the Fayette County email. Reach out to me if you have a question on it. Okay. All right. Well,